What is up, YouTube? It's the Dirty Harry here for his TNA Impact Wrestling review. Yes, I know I am late, but at the same time, man, you have to sometimes really push yourself just to watch wrestling nowadays. So let me start by saying that the UK crowd was amazing this week, and every week that TNA continues to be there. I honestly wish that they would do an Impact every week in the UK. Fans are passionate, and they call bullshit when they see it. So it was really good to actually see them do that. Um, so let's start with the obvious. How the show started. The Aces and Eights are the Charlotte Bobcats of the TNA. That's what they remind me of at this moment. They remind me of a sports team that has pieces but don't have any direction. Kind of like if you would take Kobe off the Lakers right now, how it would be. How in the hell can Devon say the Aces and Eights are dominating Impact when they lose every match every week? Who wrote that line? Who what? I mean, the Aces and Eights, they're basically a band of scrubs and Devon, who is right now losing every match like a scrub right now. They're the Charlotte Bobcats and Devon's Kemba Walker, basically. And I also loved how the UK crowd reacted to Garrett Bischoff and Briscoe. That shit was hilarious. They were chanting, "Who are you?" and then "You can't wrestle" to them. That shit had me dying, to be honest. Okay, so the opening segment, we really could have lived without that. Next up, James Storm. What in the hell are they doing with him? James Storm should be in the main event, but instead he gets a match with Jesse. Jesse. Random goat fuck Jesse gets a match with James Storm, who could be champion tomorrow, but he's Jesse. I don't know what they're doing with James Storm. Please put that man back in the main event. Don't nobody want to see him wrestle Jesse, man. I mean, really. Jesse's not on James Storm level. Not even close to James Storm level. You know, whatever the situation, don't care what the situation is. James Storm needs to be in the main event. You should swap Sting with James Storm. Just switch their places right now. Sting putting the newer guys over, I'd understand, or at least being in the ring with the newer guys, I get. But there's errors right now. James Storm needs to be in the main event. The tag title match was next, I think, and it was great. It was a bit long, but it was great. But all the same, the team of Rude and Aries is the most interesting thing right now in TNA. It's not the Aces and Eights, the band of scrubs. It's not them. It's these two. They're like the reincarnated two-man power trip, But instead of just, they're gonna take every championship in the company. So now they got the tag titles. So I'm interested in seeing what the hell they're gonna do next. How are they gonna say, you go after this one, I go after this one. Are they gonna compete after which one? I'm interested in seeing what happens next. Instead of doing the whole show about the Aces and Eights, just give us a show, center the show around Rude and Aries until Hardy comes back, man. Nobody want to see the Aces and Eights come out, and no one cares about the Aces and Eights at this point. Hornswoggle is more of a threat than the Aces and Eights right now. If Devon popped up next week on Impact and challenged anyone to a match, I would think Devon would lose. If Hornswoggle popped up on Impact next week and challenged, someone, I would be, oh shit, what are they doing? Is Hornswoggle gonna win? The Aces and Eights, they lose every match. What are you doing with the Aces and Eights? Next, anyway, it was great to see them win the tag team titles. It's probably the best thing that happened that entire night. Next up, Rockstar Spud, guy who won this reality show that I heard about but didn't really get to see. It was probably more of a big thing for the UK fans over there, but over in the States and shit, we didn't even get to see the show, so it was kind of like we didn't get no highlights, no clips of what was going on with the show. We just kind of heard about it, and okay, this guy won. Once again, we see Robbie E get sacrificed, whatever you want to call it. It looks like the Jersey Shore crew, whatever they want to call them, is breaking up. I just wish they would do it soon. One of the things about writing to entertain people is when you pump the brakes and you stall a storyline for so long, people lose interest. Stop stalling storylines. If you're gonna break these two up, then do it, man. You've had 2, 3 weeks of these two, just doing a bunch of bullshit to each other. If they're gonna break up, then just break them up, man. Because right now, it's good to see Robbie E get on a mic, but it's like, why not just fucking break them up and evolve Robbie E's character? Instead of, you know, if your best friend punked you 2, 3 weeks in a row, why would you still be hanging with him 2, 3 weeks later? It makes no sense to me. I'd like to see these two go their separate ways. If you're gonna make them have a match on Impact, then just fucking do it. Evolve Robbie E's character. As annoying as he is, I think he can. That's a good trait to him. He could be a lot better on his own, maybe, or give him some new backup. Whatever the hell you're gonna do with him. Um, Big Rob, I mean, he can be entertaining, but I mean, just do something new with them. It's entertaining, but it's like when they come out, you already know how it's gonna go down. You already know, Big Rob's gonna, have a hand in the humiliation of Robbie E. I'm kind of tired of seeing that after a while. Just evolve the storylines, man. Because right now the storylines they're running in place. What really happened with the Aces and Eight this week? Nothing. What really happened this week to evolve anything? Nothing. You know, and that's the big difference, I'd say, between now and back then. Anyway, main event. Like I said, why do the Aces and Eights keep losing? If I'm a 5-year-old kid watching this show, how in the hell is a 5-year-old kid supposed to think the Aces and Eights are this big menacing threat if they're losing every single match? And I don't fucking get it. Yeah, this is a quick review, but like I said, nothing fucking really happened storyline wise other than Rude and Aries. Everything else was just cannon fodder, really. You had Tess Mocker versus Tara, but we've seen that match 100 times already. You know, Nothing came of it. Nothing big happened. Um, Kenny King, Zima Ion, and RVD for the X Division title. Great match, but what comes of it? You know. And also, am I the only person who hates RVD's theme song? I think I am, but I fucking hate that theme song when I compare it to, he had One of a Kind by Breaking Point back in the day, and I thought that was the perfect fit for him. This one is kind of like, it's just annoying to me. So, in conclusion, favorite moment of the night, Rude and Aries winning the tag titles. My least favorite moments of the night, the Aces and Eights opening the show, Bully Ray hulking up. When he hulked up, I face palmed. I said, no, no, no. You know, this is probably. I mean, I understand they were trying to push, Bully Ray's back. He's, doing his thing again. But when the third member of Aces and Eights came out to interfere, that would have been reason enough for them to lose. You talk about they're dominating and they got these big numbers and they keep losing anyway. So I was kind of like, man, who that's really threatening. You outnumber these guys by however many people, but you keep losing anyway. Favorite match of the night, the tag title match, Rude and Aries against Chavo and Hernandez. Superstar of the night, tie between Bully Ray and Kenny King. Kenny King was fucking amazing in that ring tonight, but Bully Ray was great. Particularly, what got me more so putting Bully Ray in this category because once he hulked up, I literally I lost hope at that point. But the backstage promo Bully Ray did with Hogan was great. I liked how Bully said, "I'm not a good guy." He just basically said, "I'm just pissed off and want revenge, just like everyone else right now." So he kept that badass mystique to him, while at the same time establishing, "I'm nice to your daughter, but I fucking hate everyone else." So I liked that part of it. Bully Ray kept his character. We didn't see a illogical turn or anything, which I thought was great. TNA, I wish they would stop stalling storylines. The tag titles perfect right now. I think that they're where they need to be. Um, The only problem with that is what team can honestly beat these two? You know, that's the problem with matchup teams, especially when you take two world champions and put them both into a tag team. Who am I honestly supposed to think is gonna take the titles off of them? I mean, unless you put AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels together, which makes no sense why they would ever team up, but I don't see how it would happen. And I know people will say, well, they'll self destruct, but it's like, man, do something different, man. Instead of them self destructing and on each other and all that, man, I'd like to see something more creative done with it. Damn, women's title. Sign some new knockouts. I'd like to see some new talent. You know, you did your British boot camp. I'd like to see more knockouts because I think we've seen just about every knockout compete with every current knockout there is. You know, you can only do this one versus that one so many times, and it's entertaining. You know, if you threw Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim out there next week, you know, it'd still be like, oh, we've seen this already. You know, regardless of how exciting the match is, we need new competitors there. You know, if you can give them. Do a gut check with divas. How about that? Not divas, but knockouts. Do a gut check with that. You know, we get males so often. You know, get some indie girls and do some gut check challenges with them. You know, just to give us a little something different, and let the knockouts be the judges of it or something like that. I think it would give the knockouts a chance to project their personalities in there as well. You know, you want Tess Mocker to be this, you want this knockout to be a bitch, you want that knockout to be this. It'll give them mic time as well. You know, I think that'd be a good idea to at least try that. You know, maybe once or twice, maybe. Um, damn, what else? Hmm. Y'all know how I do anyway. I shoot from the hip. Tag titles match, great. World title situation, understand. You know, Hardy couldn't lead the country for whatever reason, so it kind of hurts. The Aces and Eights entire future right now fall on what they do when they leave the UK. I understand you're just stalling for time, TNA, but it's like if you're trying to build up Jeff Hardy to come back and get revenge on the Aces and Eights, it's gonna feel like a waste of time if the Aces and Eights are losing matches every single week. I don't see what the if there's a method to this madness, I'm not seeing it. You know, you're dedicating all this airtime to the Aces and Eights when there's so much more better things you can be doing with it. You know, the best shows TNA has had are shows where it's not about the Aces and Eights. You know, well, no, I mean the most entertaining shows for fans who consistently view the show are when the shows are not built around Aces and Eights. Build a show around Root and Aries till Hardy gets back. You can easily do that, or build a show around anything other than the Aces and Eights because it's just when the Aces and Eights are on, I literally go take a piss. I go take a shit because it's like I already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. They're gonna talk shit, and the storyline is gonna continue to be illogical. But they're gonna lose anyway. You know. And I try not to overanalyze these storylines anymore because it's like once there's nothing right with the Aces and Eights right now. There's nothing threatening, menacing. There's no consistency. Guy loses his mask, gets his ass kicked one week. Next week, guy loses his mask and nothing happens to him because the mask has so much power. Taz goes to commentary. He's supposed to be Teflon Taz. I thought Bully Ray was gonna whoop his ass. Bully Ray is supposed to be a bad motherfucker who just doesn't care. I honestly thought he would yank Taz off that announce table and whoop his ass. I'd love to see him put Taz through the announcer's table if Taz's body could take it. You know, but stop building shows around Aces and Eights. It's okay to feature them. Devon's a TV champion, so of course he needs to be featured. But it's like you've got a band of scrubs that we're supposed to take seriously. This is a long video. I ain't got nothing much else to say, y'all. TNA is still running in place. If you missed it this week, you didn't miss much.